Hi everybody, my name is Mandy Berger. This is my Module 14 case study on copyright and computer regulations. To start with, let's summarize the case a little bit. The case takes place at St. Regis School. A little bit about the demographics. It is a K through 8th school. It has 420 students. There are 2 teachers per grade. And then there are 2 SPED teachers for the whole building. It does lie in a rural community, which is 25 miles to the nearest city. This is also where the high school is located. The principal, Mr. Keith Sample, has been there for 3 years. He is not local, but he has worked really hard to gain supporters as he's been there. The school, along with its government funding, has 2 major fundraisers that they do throughout the year. The first one is a candy and gift wrap, and the second one is a spring fling race. The PTA staff and parents help with these fundraisers. With the fundraiser money that was raised, the PTA staff and parents decided that they would use the funds to purchase put in a new computer lab plus 20 new computers. Along with that, they decided for the next 2 years, they also wanted to purchase new software. Mrs. Lynn is the librarian/media specialist. She actually made a list of programs that she thought best aligned with the curriculum for the school K through 8th. She also distributed a form to the teachers for their request on which programs they wanted. And she was in charge of also handling all the programs as they came in and getting them on the computers in the computer lab and then storing them. And then she lastly was in charge of making a schedule for all the teachers to use the lab and those new programs, and all but 3 of the teachers used it. Since then, 4 months have passed. Let's take a look at a little bit of continued with the summary of the case. After the 4 months, several teachers approached Miss Lynn with ideas on how to better utilize the technology and also to save some money. They wanted her to make copies of the software. This would allow students to access the new programs in all the classrooms. Miss Lynn agreed. She made the copies and she distributed 2 copies to the 3rd grade teachers. Or I should say she tried to. Miss Williams was one of the 3rd grade teachers. She is a veteran teacher, and Miss Lynn gave her copy, and she was excited to get it. Miss Brandon is the other 3rd grade teacher, and this was her first year at St. Regis, but her 4th year overall teaching, and she was not excited to receive the copy. She was actually very concerned about possible copyright violations. When Miss Lynn found this out that Miss Brandon was concerned, she became very upset and wasn't very nice to Mrs. Brandon. Miss Brandon then took her concerns to Mr. Samples, and she talked about the primary what happens with the violation of the copyright laws and what could happen and what happened at her old school and how they went about it and how she was concerned with taking copies. Mr. Sample had no knowledge of the copying of the programs and asked Miss Brandon how many copies there were, and she mentioned how there was 4 programs because she picked 2 and Mrs. Williams picked 2, but that Miss Lynn was taking copies and she was giving these 4 programs to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade teachers. Mr. Samples then addressed Miss Lynn the next day. She went on about how much money she had saved and she was very excited. He told her she was in violation and she needed to collect all the copies. She went on to explain how the president of the PTA even helped her make copies. Report legal and ethical issues. First off, with St. Regis, the school, the legal issues is, does the district even have a policy in dealing with copyright violations? If so, are they even communicated to all the staff? Is the issue being managed properly? Were the school's resources to purchase these programs also handled appropriately? There's lots of questions to look at there. And with the principal, Mr. Samples, there are legal and ethical issues. Mr. Samples, with this case, needs to demonstrate for his staff and stakeholders proper communication and a school level of governance to ensure his staff and school is not liable And he needs to be able to balance the community and the school to ensure success for all. As far as the teachers and staff go, also same legal and ethical issues. Did Miss Lynn break the Copyright Act? Are all the teachers being made aware of the district policies? Is student success being put first if a law is truly being broke to accomplish it? And then school management and communication needs to be evaluated to build a strong school climate for all the teachers. To synthesize this case in a single sentence, Mr. Sample, the principal at St. Regis K-8 school, has been made aware that his media specialist, Miss Lynn, has possibly broken the copyright laws by making copies of recently purchased programs. So let's look at the facts. First, the people involved. Mr. Keith Sample, the third year as principal, like I mentioned earlier, not local. Miss Lynn, the media specialist and librarian. She was in charge of wording the computer programs. She is also the one who made the copies of the programs to try and save money for the school. Miss Williams, one of the third grade teachers, she was happy to take the copied program. Miss Brandon, the other third grade teacher who was concerned about laws being broken. And then the PTA president who helped make the copies. The place, it took place at St. Regis K-8 school. There are 420 students in this school. The nearest big city is 25 miles away, also where the high school is located. And it also, part of it took place in the computer lab with the 20 new computers in classroom. The program being affected is the K-8 school. The new software programs that aligned with as many objectives and many grades and subjects as possible for student success. There's a few unknown facts here. How were these programs purchased and with what intent? What licenses is on these kind of programs? Were there any license agreements bought where the school can in fact share from class to class? There are some unknown facts that need to be taken into consideration. So let's review and prioritize. Before a clear plan of action can even be developed and put into action, all the information must be evaluated and then communicated with all the stakeholders. And most important, it needs to be known that no laws and policies have been broken. We know that St. Regis has a principal, and he's worked hard to build his supporters. The school runs on their small amount of funding plus their fundraiser money. We know that there's a possibility of copyright laws that have been broken. This can result in the school facing a fine up to $150,000 and possibly losing funding. We also know there are 4 software programs that are in question of being copied. And then if the school loses funding, it will be very detrimental to student success. And we know that there are 3 main teachers involved and possibly the head of the PTA. We don't know if any site license agreement, though, has been made. Let's identify our options. It is important as a school leader to understand how technology is being used and to monitor to ensure no laws are being broken. Our option 1 is to do nothing and let the teachers continue to use them, which could result, like I mentioned, into a fine, a lawsuit, and loss of funding for future use. Option 2, the most extreme, would be to collect all the made copies, relieve Miss Lynn of her duties, let the PTA know that any copying of any software material, even if it is to save money, is punishable and should not be done. Option 3, collect all copies and then look into what type of license came with the program, if any, and look to see if there's any agreements. Option 4, review and discuss this information with the administration and the PTA and let them know all the facts and then together make a decision. Option 5 is to collect the copies, inform Ms. Lynn why this is not okay, have an in-service to explain copyright laws to all stakeholders and the results of what could happen if the district breaks them, and come up with a new schedule for better use of the computer lab. When we are evaluating our options, we need to look at the pros and cons. We need to evaluate the facts and how they could impact the future of the success of all of our students. With option 1, doing nothing, all the teachers will be happy and so will the PTA. However, the school could face a lawsuit which will be very detrimental to the success of students. Option 2, the most extreme, would be firing Mrs. Lynn. Then we have to take the time to hire a new librarian and media specialist, explain to the PTA why this isn't allowed, and more than likely lose a lot of supporters in the process. Option 3, by collecting the copies and looking into the license, you have bought yourself some time as the school leader. However, a decision still has to be made. Option 4, by bringing this information to the administration, such as the superintendent, the school board, and the PTA, and letting them make the decision. This does allow you as the principal to keep your supporters, but it might make you seem weak because you can't make the decision on your own, and the school could still face a lawsuit depending on what they decide. In my opinion, the best option is option 5, which is collecting the copies, inform Ms. Lynn why this is not okay, have an in-service to explain all the laws and regulations, come up with a new schedule, and lastly, develop a policy for this, if this ever happens again, and put it into place. The pros with option 5 is, for one, Ms. Lynn gets to keep her job, and she'll receive the proper training to ensure this doesn't happen again. Number 2, all staff and stakeholders will receive additional training to understand the importance of copyright laws and what would happen if they are broke. Number 3, the school doesn't face a lawsuit, nor does it lose any of its funding. Number 4, new schedule will allow for better use of the programs. Number 5, Mr. Sample will not lose supporters. Number 6, Ms. Brandon and others will feel like they can come to you, the principal, and you will listen. This helps to build school climate. Number 7, really the only con that I can see is that the school will have to find another way to save money. And plan of action. It is really important as a future leader to be able to develop a plan of action and put it into steps and implement it so it can be a success. You know, you have to take in consideration the laws, regulations, policies, all the while focusing on the success and well-being of the students. The first step with my plan of action would be to collect all the copies. No questions asked, collect all the copies. Number 2, you need to pull Mrs. Lynn in and explain the laws of Copyright Act and the fair use, and then offer her some professional training so she understands it fully and can be successful in her job. Number 3, plan an in-service for all staff members and stakeholders to attend to cover the laws and regulations involving copyright laws. Number 4, build a team of teachers, including Ms. Lynn and yourself, to come up with a new schedule to better utilize the computer lab and the new programs. Number 5, with the help of the administration and the school board, a policy needs to be developed that covers copyrights and what will happen if a staff member breaks them. Number 6, pull in Ms. Brandon and let her know you appreciate that she can come to you and how important it is for teachers to communicate. And lastly, it's also most important to continue to share the vision you have for the school and to build those positive relationships with your staff and stakeholders to ensure the success of all students. Thank you.